Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a video on basically for the test for tomorrow. I'm going to be showing you guys how to solve these trigonometric functions using the unit circle. Now you do need to know the unit circle ahead of time so that you can be able to solve these, okay? So please excuse the movement of the camera because I don't have my tripod today. I forgot it at home, but I'm going to try my best to keep it as steady as possible. Okay, so here we go. For this first one right here, I have tangent of, so for the first one, they're asking for tangent of negative 7 pi over 4. Now if you want to work with this in radians, you can work with this in radians, it's perfectly fine. You can find 7 pi over 4 in the unit circle. If you guys remember your unit circle, it's actually in the 4th quadrant, right in the middle. But this is a positive 7 pi over 4. We're not looking for positive 7 pi over 4, we're looking for negative. So just know that if this is it gets reflected, if this is a negative, it's going to get reflected over the x-axis. So if this is right in the middle, then this is going to be right in the middle over here, going this way. This would be negative 7 pi over 4, going this way. So you just have to remember the unit circle, your cosine, sine, and tangent values here. Since this is the one in the middle, that means that these two are the same. So that means that this is going to be a positive 1. And that's your answer for this one. Is equal to positive 1. What I mean by you can work with this in radians or degrees is that if you want to change this to degrees, you can change this to degrees. All you have to do is convert it. 7 times 180 divided by 4. You're going to see that that's going to give you 315 degrees, but negative 315 degrees. And again, if you like working with degrees, you can go ahead and just find 315 degrees on the unit circle, which ends up being here. But that's a positive 315. You want the negative 315. Okay, so similarly, negative 315 will come all the way around this way, and then it's going to be the same thing. You're looking for tangent. So tangent of negative 315 is also equal to 1. Don't get confused. Just because you see a negative here doesn't mean your answer is going to be negative. Your answer here is positive because on the unit circle, the value here at tangent is positive 1. Alright, the next one, number 16. Okay, it looks like we're dealing with cotangent now. Remember, cotangent is the inverse of tangent. Now 600 degrees you will not find in the unit circle, but you can figure out the same value of 600 degrees or an equivalent value by doing a complete rotation. When you do a complete rotation in the unit circle, that means you're doing 360 degrees. So if I was to subtract one circle or one full rotation from the 600 degrees, you're going to see that you're left with 240 degrees. So now instead of looking for 600 degrees, I can just focus on my 240 degrees, which ends up being right here. It's not in the middle, this is the middle, this is the other one. It's right here, 240 degrees. It's right next to the 270. Okay, so again, here it's positive 600, so this is 360 plus 240, that's 600 degrees right here. So this is the same as 600 degrees. And they're asking us for cotangent. So you have to remember your cosine sine value so you can get your tangent value. Down here, your tangent value is going to be square root of 3, positive. Because right here, both your cosine and sine are both negative, which makes it a positive. But this is a cotangent, so that means that this is your tangent value. Remember, tangent is any number you can always put over 1. So if we're looking for the inverse of this, that means that this will be the same as 1 over square root of 3. So this is your tangent value, this is your cotangent value. And remember, it's improper to leave the fraction with the irrational number at the bottom, so we have to fix that. By fixing it, we have to do this. We have to multiply it by that same. We're multiplying it by 1, but this 1 looks like this. So 1 times the square root of 3 is simply square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3. Same thing as square root of 9, which equals to positive 3. And that's it. This is your cotangent value. Let's try one with cosine. Down here we have 17. And it says cosine of negative 4 pi. So if you guys remember 4 pi, or just any pi, for example, this is our starting point, that's 0 pi. We complete a half a circle, that's 1 pi. We complete a full rotation, that's 2 pi. Now it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, because if you go in the negative direction, it's going to be negative 1 pi, negative 2 pi. It still ends up being an even number. So we're looking for 4 pi, which means you're going to complete 2 full rotations. So negative 4 pi ends up being in the same place as 2 pi. So right here. Now we're looking for cosine. you guys remember your cosine sine values, this is the same as 1, 0. And our tangent value here is 0. Cosine is this one. So that's our answer. Cosine of negative 4 pi is equal to positive 1. Here's another cosine example, but I'm going to just go ahead and skip that one. Let's try one of sine. Now, if you were to look for this in the unit circle, you're not going to find it. And that's because 3 goes into the 16 at least 5 times. Therefore, the unit circle only goes up to 2 pi. So you can work with this in radians, or if you like, you can work with this in degrees. I suggest you guys work with this in degrees because I know you guys can figure out the degrees a lot faster than you can with fractions, which is what we get in radians. So if I was to convert this to degrees, I would just substitute pi with 180 and multiply this out. So here, I'm going to end up getting 960 degrees. So I'm looking for 960 degrees on the unit circle. You guys remember your unit circle? Well, 2 complete rotations in the positive direction is going to be 720. So if I subtract 720, I'm going to end up with 240 degrees. Again, we're dealing with 240 degrees. We already found what 240 degrees was. It was right here, next to the 270. Okay, so we're looking for sine now. Now the sine value for this one down here, if you guys remember, it was a cosine sine tangent. So here we would get 1 over 2 negative, and then negative square root of 3 over 2. This is our sine value. So that's it. Sine of 16 pi over 3 is equal to negative square root of 3 over 2. Let's look on at cosecant. Cosecant of negative 180 degrees. Again, positive 180 is over here, negative 180 is in the same place. And we're looking for cosecant. So if you guys remember your values for this one, cosine is negative 1 and sine is 0. Now you have to remember that cosecant is the inverse of sine right here. So this is a 0, which means that you can get a 0 and put a 1 underneath it. That's your sine value. But we're not looking for sine, we're looking for cosecant. Cosecant will be this switched around. So all I do is bring the 1 up here, and bring the 0 down here. So what happens when you divide by 0? We get an error, we get an undefined. So this would be considered the same as undefined. Cosecant of negative 180 degrees is equal to undefined. So I hope this helps, guys. I just did 5 quick examples on the review, just in case you guys were wondering as to how to do these examples. There's plenty more examples in the back. If you guys want to keep working those out, let me know if you get stuck on some of them. Once again, the answers are in the back of the review, so you guys can check your work, see how your answers are correct. And just let me know in class to see if you have any questions as to how I got a certain answer. Thank you, guys.